Hey guys, it's Mark from Migraine Professional, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the 7 biggest mistakes that migraine sufferers make. And so, it's really common. There's a lot of disinformation in the migraine community and among doctors, and a lack of information around lifestyle medicine or nutrition. And so we really can't do much about that, but we can start by correcting the 7 biggest mistakes. And so, number 1 is making sure that we understand our medication. We know exactly how much to take and how much we can take. So the maximum amount that we can take and the maximum frequency that we can take, how many days in a row. We have to make sure we're really clear on this with our doctors, because a rebound headache is one of the most difficult things to kind of fix and to deal with. So rebound headaches will cause lots of different problems, and you don't want to deal with that. So make sure you know your medication. The next one is symptoms. So chasing symptoms is it's a really easy thing to do because, we get this pain, we want this pain to go away. But what's important to understand is that symptoms are generally the end result of a disease process. So by the time you experience the migraine pain, there was a migraine that created that, which is a separate disease process. And then there was dysfunction in the brain that created that migraine, that kind of created the need for that migraine to come in, to bring the pain, to rouse up all of our body's resources, bring more blood flow and oxygen to the brain, increase blood flow to the brain. But there was a process that was happening long before this migraine was triggered. So we have to make sure that we deal with the root cause, deal with what's actually going on, instead of just chasing symptoms, masking symptoms, trying to make pain go away, because we end up with things like rebounds and we end up with chronic illnesses because the disease process continues to advance. So then the next part is number 3 is making sure that we don't sacrifice sleep. So sleep is absolutely essential. It's the most powerful healing tool we have, and it's absolutely free. So we have to make sure that we take advantage of it, we covet it, and we really treat it as the ritual that it is. So sleep, it needs to be worked up to. We need to wind down, we need to get ready for it. We need to make sure our blood sugar is ready for us to go to sleep, or we're going to keep waking up while we're sleeping. We got to make sure that we're hydrated while we're sleeping. We have to make sure that we have worked our stress levels lower and lower throughout the end of the day, so that we can properly enter deep sleep, REM sleep, and we can get quality sleep so that our brain can repair, our body can repair, and our brain can kind of detoxify from all of the stresses of the day. The next one is old habits. So it can be really common for us to start feeling better. Our symptoms start going away, we get more energy, we feel much better, and then we kind of end up going back to our old habits. But the problem is that these old habits are what created the problem in the first place. They are what set us up. They are the ones that raised our trigger levels until the threshold, and then it was just that one little thing here or there, maybe some emotional stress, maybe our period, or maybe some chocolate, and then we were triggered and we blame it on that thing. But there was this entire cascade of stressors that were kind of building and not being dealt with, that are usually our old habits. So it's our behaviors and our habits that either add stress to our lives, or they kind of add peace and rest and help us digest. So it's important that when you start feeling better, because you can feel better if you start taking steps, you can feel much, much better. But once you start, you don't go back to those old habits yet, because it takes time for your body to heal, and it takes time for your body to develop enough resilience so that it doesn't have the same susceptibility to those old habits. So for example, if you find that a food is a trigger and you eliminate it for a while, you have to make sure that it's out of your diet for long enough, and that you're going through a an immune supportive protocol and a gut supportive protocol. So you're healing your gut, and then in weeks or months time or whatever it is, you reintroduce it and you try it again. And this is kind of why I created the 10 Steps program. So the 10 Steps program, it really kind of lays everything out for you and makes it super simple to understand all of the different areas that stress is coming into your life and how you can kind of take lifestyle and functional medicine and nutritional medicine and apply it into your own life through self-management so that you can deal with all of the different stressors and triggers and lower your susceptibility and increase your body's detoxification systems so that you're more equipped to deal with stress. And so number 5 is a direction. So we have to make sure that we have a direction or a North Star or a something, a dream and a legacy that we want to leave behind, and something that's kind of pulling us to it. Something that we are so attached to and so emotional about that we will stay on the path of whatever our program is. It doesn't matter if we kind of fall off a little bit. If, let's say, if we flare and a migraine hits us, that's okay. It happens. But we have to make sure that we're so committed to our direction in life, our North Star, that as soon as our energy starts coming back, as soon as we start feeling better, we get back on, we start taking steps towards health. So we have to make sure that the direction is absolutely crystal clear and there, and we're really pulled to it. It has to be something big enough that we are pulled to it. And then the next one is lists. So in the migraine and headache community, there's a large number of lists of migraine triggers and headache triggers and food triggers and all these different lists of thousands of different things. But they can actually be more harmful than they are helpful because they make us more paranoid and they make us more stressed out. And so our stress level is directly proportional with the amount of stress that we can handle. Otherwise, we're going to fill up that cup, we're going to overflow, we're going to trigger. So the more stress that we have and the more sort of paranoia that we have with all of these different things that are triggering us, the worse we're actually going to be able to deal with our triggers. So it's best to deal with your healthcare provider, get a sort of dedicated list of triggers and understand exactly what triggers you and what doesn't, how you can avoid it, how you can cope with it, how you can heal it over the long run, and then so that you're not paranoid and you're not stuck in this loop of wondering what's a trigger, what's not. And the final one is giving up. So it's common in the chronic illness community because our medical system, it's really well equipped to deal with acute care, but chronic illness kind of falls through the cracks, doesn't get dealt with properly, and we don't have a really integrated approach inside of mainstream medicine. And so we have to make sure that we do not give up. There are so many different things that we can do to forward our health, to keep taking steps. And when we give up, that signals to our body that we're not willing to heal, we're not willing to continue fighting for ourselves, and that we don't value ourselves and our body. So we have to make sure that we never give up, that we keep taking steps. And if we're not satisfied with the health program and the protocol that we're on right now, we go out and we find someone else who will give us a health program and a protocol that's giving us health every single day. We're taking little steps, we're getting little wins, and we're building our health. And so I have a question, kind of let me know in the comments below. What do you find is the biggest sort of support on your healing journey? Whether that be a thing or a thought or a person, let me know in the comments below. And make sure to like and subscribe in the bottom left and share it. Thanks. Hey, it's Mark from Migraine Professional. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe in the bottom left corner. And head on over to the website in the description if you want to learn more about migraines and headaches than you've ever known before. And so let me know, how did I do in the video? Thanks.